dunk, Brittney Griner.
Griner goes flying in.
Brittney Griner throws it down.
So big, so long, so athletic.
She can be the most dominant player to play basketball.
On February 17th, WNBA star Brittney Griner landed outside of Moscow, heading to rejoin the Russian club team she'd played for since 2014.
So, February 17th, I woke up, I want to say around like 5 a.m. I had about 50 messages like, babe, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, hello, 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 wake up. And I'm like, what is going on? And she's just like, they have me in this room.
Russian officials had arrested her, accusing Griner of illegally bringing cannabis oil into the country. For more than 2 weeks, Griner's family and the U.S. government remained quiet, hoping for a long-shot quick solution, which never came.
Overnight, in the capital of Ukraine, the sound of missile strikes and air sirens.
The largest invasion of a neighboring country in Europe since World War II.
With Russian troops more than a week into their invasion of Ukraine, the world finally learned of Griner's arrest.
WNBA player and two-time USA gold medalist Brittney Griner is detained in Russia for allegedly having vape cartridges in her luggage at the Moscow airport.
An offense punishable there by up to 10 years in prison.
As the United States' relationship with Russia grew more volatile, Griner's pretrial detention was extended for the first time. The State Department advised Griner's family and friends to keep a low profile, hoping to keep her from becoming a high-profile hostage in a geopolitical standoff, with no idea how she might come home.
After more than 2 years in Russian detention, Trevor Reed is heading home to Texas. Russia and the U.S. carrying out a prisoner exchange in Turkey.
Trevor Reed was an American imprisoned in Russia for nearly 3 years. His release on April 27th was the first hopeful sign for Griner's family that a diplomatic channel remained open.
We have determined that the Russian Federation has wrongfully detained U.S. citizen Brittney Griner.
This new classification means the U.S. government will now negotiate more aggressively to win Brittney Griner's release and will not wait for the Russian legal system to play out here.
With the new classification of Griner's case, her family and supporters felt free to protest. As the 2022 WNBA season began, players, coaches, and fans loudly called for Griner's release.
Obviously BG's part of my family. I coached her for a long time. I love that girl. She really is, and I'm just, I hope that she can come home soon.
After 85 days in prison, Griner's pretrial detention was extended again. The same day, the Russian state news agency TASS reported that there might be ongoing negotiations with the U.S. to exchange Griner for Victor Bout, a Russian arms dealer being held in a U.S. prison. The State Department refused to comment, but one U.S. official told ESPN that the report was further validation that Russia's judicial system is transactional.
At the beginning, we were very hopeful, like, this is Brittney Griner. If somebody has wrongfully taken her, we are going to get her home. You couldn't have convinced me I would be sitting here at day 95.
We stand today with a congressional demand. We want Brittney home. Release her immediately, because we want Brittney to come home.
On Friday, Brittney Griner's trial began near Moscow on drug smuggling charges, which can be punishable by up to 10 years in prison.
We're asking the White House, POTUS, Vice President Kamala Harris to do something. She is terrified for her freedom on a day in which people are celebrating it.
We want to say something to Sharelle.
A few days after her trial began, Griner made a direct appeal to President Biden, writing to him in a letter, "I'm terrified I might be here forever."
The president did read the letter. This is an issue that is a priority for this president. We believe she is wrongfully detained. We believe she needs to come home.
I would like to plead guilty on the charges.
On July 7th, Griner pleaded guilty. It was a move seen by experts as strategic, with a firm belief by U.S. officials that her trial was theater and a guilty verdict was a foregone conclusion.
We cannot stop fighting for her. We cannot stop believing for her. And we will not stop hoping for the day when we can welcome her home safely.
We are BG.
While protesters pushed the White House to make a deal, the State Department finally confirmed what had been reported in May.
The Biden administration has offered the Russian government a deal to bring home WNBA star Brittney Griner and another jailed American, Paul Whelan.
We put a substantial proposal on the table weeks ago to facilitate their release. The president is prepared to make tough decisions.
A senior Russian official chastised the United States for not respecting the trial, saying Americans should stick to quiet diplomacy without releases of speculative information.
I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here.
WNBA star Brittney Griner convicted today on drug charges in Russia. A judge sentencing her to 9 years in a penal colony.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
President Biden called the 9-year sentence unacceptable, while Griner's WNBA team, the Phoenix Mercury, held a 42-second moment of silence before tip-off.
It was really tough to see BG today and to hear her words. A really emotional day for our whole team.
Nobody wanted to even play today. How are you supposed to approach the game, approach the court and with a clear mind, and the whole group is crying before the game?
On August 15th, Griner's attorneys filed an appeal of her 9-year sentence, but mostly they were buying time for the negotiations they hope were quietly continuing between the two governments.
Sadly, we don't have a result here to tell you about, but the president felt it was important to continue the dialogue with the family members. That's happening today.
On September 16th, Cherelle Griner finally got what she had long wanted, a meeting with President Joe Biden. But while she said she was grateful for the meeting, it became clear a deal wasn't as close as anyone had hoped.
WNBA star Brittney Griner has been transferred to a penal colony in Mordovia, a town about 200 miles from Moscow where she had been held. Her agent said today that Griner is trying to stay strong as the U.S. bargains to end her 9-month detainment.
Moments ago, standing together with her wife Cherelle in the Oval Office, I spoke with Brittney Griner. She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home.
Well, are you ready for long flight?
Yes.
On December 8th, 294 days after her arrest, Griner was finally on her way home. In a deal approved by President Biden, the U.S. exchanged Griner for Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout.
Thank you, everybody, for your support. And today is just a happy day for me and my family, so I'm going to smile right now.